Competency frameworks are a key part of Calibrae's CPD tools. In this video, we'll look at how competency frameworks help define the skills and abilities needed by the organisation, how the workforce can be measured against those requirements, and how PDPs can be used to focus any professional development on the requirements of the company. So, step one, defining the framework. HR Dave here, well, he's been busy defining a framework for management, including a competency for communication with defined skills and abilities expected at each of the 4 levels. Employees operating at level 1, well, we expect them to listen to others and check for understanding, whilst people operating at level 4 will always ensure important information from management is shared, and so on. Now, Dave's also created a competency for leadership, again with those defined skills and abilities expected at each of those levels. So that's a framework for management. He's done the same for research with competencies for accountability and for teamwork. We'll have HR Dave add another framework for software with a competency for databases, and for now he'll just add one behaviour about select queries. Okay, with the frameworks defined, the next task then is to use them to benchmark the organisation. It's the line managers now, like Judy here, who will assess each employee. With Sarah in research and software, well, Judy looks at each competency and compares them with Sarah's current behaviours. Yes, she does that, and that. So for accountability, she definitely operates at level 1, and at level 2, she does that and that. But, well, for implementing internal controls, she's not quite there yet. That's something she needs to work on. So a few minutes later, Judy's assessed that Sarah is operating at level 2, and therefore she's working towards level 3 in teamwork. Regarding databases, well, it's something Sarah needs, but she's new to this and doesn't know anything about it yet, so it's obviously an opportunity for her professional development. With assessments done, management then get an overall dashboard of the overall company competence. HR Dave has overall stats as well as specific competency level stats. Great. HR then has a clear view of company strengths and weaknesses. Now, with that knowledge, they can then direct employees to focus their development on developing skills and behaviours that are actually needed by the company. Accordingly, with Sarah's next PDP, she'll not just focus on company requirements with a related theme, but she'll formally link this development to a competency. Now, the system knows Sarah and knows that she's working towards level 1 in the database competency. So when Sarah then adds a task, as well as adding a title and a completion date, she also formally links this task to a behaviour in the database's competency. Now, knowing that Sarah is working towards level 1, the system presents only level 1 behaviours for her to select. So, one task relating to the select query behaviour of the database's competency. Now, you can see where we're going with this. Later then, during a subsequent review, well, on marking Sarah as having completed the task, the system, knowing the task relates to a competency behaviour, asks Judy if Sarah should be formally awarded that behaviour. Agreeing, the system updates Sarah's competency profile such that she's now formally recorded as exhibiting this required behaviour. So, with each employee focusing their professional development on the behavioural needs of the company, HR and management can be confident that individual development effort is appropriately contributing to the required overall company development, with charts and data to prove it. Okay, that's a quick tour of Calibrae's competency framework tool and how it helps organisations define their required skills and abilities, how it helps measure and assess the workforce against those requirements, and how PDPs can then be used to focus development on those requirements. That's competency frameworks then, part of Calibrae's suite of CPD tools.